So hi everybody. First I would like to introduce myself as my name is Dr. Vijay Bhaskar Reddy, Associate Professor at Department of Chemistry. So I am going to handling environmental science subject for you. Today the overview of the today lecture is the introduction to environment and major environmental domains, biotic, abiotic components in the each ecosystem and flow of energy from the each trophic level. First, introduction to environment. So first coming to the question will be arise. What is the environment? Environment is the sum total of social, economical, biological, physical and chemical factors which constitute or combined the surroundings of the humans is called the environment. The same definition will be represented in the diagrammatically. The human environment will be placed at the center of the diagram, and then this will be influenced by the three major key elements and their interactions of society, culture, nature, and then which in turn surrounded by like various academic disciplines like biology, sociology, history, economics, religion, engineering, physics and chemistry. These are all surrounding various academic disciplines by influenced by the three key elements of society and culture, nature. These three will be directly influencing the human environment. So that's why environmental science is not a single subject. This is a multidisciplinary subject. All subjects are involved in the environmental science. Next is the types of environment. So and its domains. What are the types of environments? There are mainly two types of environment is there. First one is the natural environment. Second one is the anthropogenic environment or man-made environment, also called the man-made environment. Is anthropogenic environment means what are the components include in this one have been introduced by human beings for their needs and requirements. Coming to the natural environment, these are all components present in the nature: air, water, soil, plants, animals, forest, land. These are all naturally will be created. So whatever the natural environment on the earth is divided into four major domains. The first domain is the lithosphere, and the second one is the hydrosphere, third one is the atmosphere, fourth one is the biosphere. So these are all will be explained in the diagrammatically in the right side. First is the lithosphere, majorly related to the whatever concern is the soil, solid and hazardous waste materials and soil pollution. Is the hazardous waste means when the hazardous waste will be dumped on the soil, a lot of soil pollution will be created. Is coming to the second one is the hydrosphere, relates to the mainly water. Is the water quality and wastewater treatments, water pollution. These are all coming under the domain of hydrosphere. Third domain is the atmosphere. Mainly in the atmosphere related to the air pollution, is a noise pollution, a climate change. These are all major concerns related to the atmosphere. Is the last and fourth domain mainly is the public health and ecology related is coming to the is the biosphere. These are the four major domains and related to that one. These four domains analyzed in depth in the next slide. Coming to the first, atmosphere. In the atmosphere is the first is the poor air quality. Poor air quality is coming majorly in the whatever emissions of the vehicular emissions, or industries will be releasing more emissions of either carbon dioxide in the thermal power plants. Some of the organic chemicals are releasing some industries. These are all majorly causing for the air pollution. So this air pollution will be determined. One of the index is called the AQI, air quality index. So one of the case study will be taken recently in the comparison between the before COVID, like 2019 November and during the COVID 2020 April. This will be taken as the reference in the Delhi. Before COVID 2019 air quality index came more than 400 because a lot of pollution is created, industries are working, vehicular emissions are more. So during the COVID lockdown is the air quality index came 68, means because is the lot of industries will be shut down, vehicles are stopped and nobody came out due to the corona. So that's why air quality is drastically improved and there is no pollution in the air. So based on that one, air quality index will be analyzed. The second one is the is a atmosphere related is the solid waste burning. So once you are collecting from the waste from different sources, that will be you burn it. Due to that burn, lot of gases are releasing. That gases are also causing for the air quality. Third one, urban heat island effect. This will be explained in this diagram graphically. So in this one is after sunset. So after sunset, here the cities will be there. Generally the cities are more warmer. In the graph showing more warmer than the whatever is the countryside, and is the villages, is the rural side. In the same latitude, because due to the cities are majorly utilizing for the more heat absorbing materials like construction materials or more road related materials, and industries are releasing more pollution related. These are all will be more absorbing the heat and retain the heat. So means heat will be more and warmer conditions will be more in the cities compared to the rural in the same latitude. That is effect is called the urban heat island effect. This is also coming under the category of the air quality or atmosphere related only. The last one is the climate change. So next is the domain is the hydrosphere. Hydrosphere mainly is the water related, is the loss of adequate drinking water, poor water quality. Poor water quality means lot of hardness related substances or salinity substances will be more in that water. So that not suitable for the drinking purpose as well as the industrial applications. Is a poor water quality, either domestic purpose or industrial applications, poor quality. So wastewater discharges and their impacts on the aquatic ecosystems. These are coming under the hydrosphere domain. Third category is the lithosphere. Lithosphere means here the first is the concern is the salinization. Salinization is coming in the soil is the majorly when the brackish water will be used for the agriculture purpose. This salinity will be increased. So how water will be classified? Generally water will be classified three categories based on the salinity. Is the first one is more than 35,000 mg per liter. The salts will be dissolved in the water. That water is called the seawater. Is a 1000 to 35,000 mg per liter. Salts are dissolved in the water is called the brackish water. Brackish water is a less than 1000 or less than 1000 mg per liter. That is called the fresh water. Is the brackish water. For example, when the brackish water will be used for the agriculture purpose, brackish water containing the more salinity will be there. If that water will be used for the agriculture purpose, soil getting the more salinity or pH will be changed based on that one. Salinization. Erosion means top layer of the soil will be removed by the either natural way or man-made is called the soil erosion. Soil erosion. Nutrient depletion. So generally this nutrient depletion will be happen when the more pesticides or chemicals used for the agriculture purpose or modern agriculture used for the production of the food. So these nutrients will be completely a depletion happen from the soil. These are the concerns in the lithosphere. Last one is the biodiversity and biosphere. Is the first one is the extinction of species. Extinction of species means some of the plants, either plants or animals, that slowly will be extinction happen. So like some plants, so some animals will be disappeared. It's a bioaccumulation of the toxic compounds. So a lot of chemicals we are using for the chemicals for the pesticides agriculture purpose. That levels will be slowly increased from lower tropic level to the higher tropic level. So means producers to primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary and consumers. In the top of the layer will be whatever is the concentration is increased. So means whatever the chemicals will be accumulated and concentration increase, that is called the bioaccumulation. A lot of examples are there bioaccumulation. One of the DDT example for that one. Generally we are using the DDT pesticide for the pest killer for the agriculture purpose. This will be slowly accumulated in the one tropic level to other tropic level. In the higher tropic level is the concentration is more. If the concentration is more means human beings are more eating the meat or eggs depending upon the is a final tropic level. So that compounds is transferred to the higher tropic levels. That is coming the category of the bioaccumulation. Now coming to the next, ecosystem. So there are so many definitions given by the different scientists, but more well accepted definition as for the one of the British ecologist Arthur Stanley. So as for him, the ecosystem is defined as the integration of living and non-living factors in the environment. That is called the ecosystem. So ecology means a branch of study that will be how living and non-living factors will be affected each other on environment is called the ecology. So this ecosystem is a smaller unit or small part or basic unit in the ecology subject. Now coming to the what are the components present in an ecosystem. So there are two main components present in an ecosystem. First one is the non-living components, also called the abiotic components. The second one is the living components, are also called the abiotic components. So these non-living components or abiotic components majorly a physical or chemical factors, either directly or indirectly. This will be affected on the living components. So here the physical factors majorly like the sunlight, water, soil, like a temperature, these are all are coming under the physical factors. Chemical factors means is the moisture, salinity of water, and salt present in the water, is the oxygen dissolved in the water, and nutrients present in the water. These are all coming under the chemical factors. So these physical and chemical factors directly or indirectly will be affect the biotic components. Now coming to the biotic components means these are will be the producers and consumers. So first biotic and abiotic components. In the biotic components, once again the classified there is a three types. One is the producers, consumers and decomposers. Is the non-living components biotic are physical and chemical factors, organic components and inorganic components. Now coming to the each component we discussed elaborately. First one is the producers. The also is called the autotrophs. Autotrophs means they prepared organic matter, or producers can produce organic matter there itself, is called the autotrophs or producers. Generally this reaction will be happen through the photosynthesis reaction. This photosynthesis reaction is a biochemical reaction, is a redox reaction. Redox reaction means both oxidation and reduction will be takes place simultaneously. So in the photosynthesis reaction is the atmospheric carbon dioxide will be utilized in the presence of the water and sunlight. This sunlight majorly is a visible light absorbed by the chlorophyll A and B. Visible light wavelength will be between the 400 to 700 nanometers. This visible wavelength only absorbed by the chlorophyll A or B, then the photosynthesis reaction will be happen and organic matter will be produced either like a starch or cellulose or carbohydrates and releasing a oxygen. So in this photosynthetic reaction is a carbon dioxide will be reduced and oxygen will be splitting takes place to convert the oxidation will be happen and oxygen is released. That's why this photosynthetic reaction is a redox reaction. In the absence of the solar radiation or solar sunlight also, some of the microorganisms or bacteria can produce the organic matter that are called the chemoautotrophs. This will be utilizing heat source from the chemical decomposition or degradation of the chemicals. So that is called the chemoautotrophs. For example, here the example given for that one, if you go the depth of the oceans, there is no sunlight. In that, some of the organisms, bacteria can prepare the organic matter. So using the heat liberated from the decay of the radioactive elements, from that heat will be utilized. So organic matter can be produced. In this reaction you can observe here the sunlight energy is or solar energy is converted to the chemical energy in the photosynthesis. Now coming to the second component in the ecosystem is the consumers or heterotrophs. So consumers means depend upon the food on the others of the producers are called the consumers. These are further classified into the primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers, and the last one is the omnivores. Omnivores means both plants and animals will be eat, like human beings, some of the birds, examples for the omnivores. Now coming to the last component in the biotic components is the decomposers. These are the play the very crucial role in the ecosystem. So either bacteria or fungi decompose the dead organic matter and convert it into the smaller units. A smaller organic compounds is converted. That is called the decomposers. So these decomposers will be absorb the energy or nutrients from the decomposers like dead organic matter and releasing the nutrients and making available for the producers. If decomposers will be absent in an ecosystem, that ecosystem will be damaged. So now coming to the flow of energy or mass flow of energy in the different trophic levels. Here in the producers can prepare the organic matter through the photosynthetic reaction. Here is the solar energy is converted to the chemical energy. That chemical energy will be stored in the autotrophs like a plants. That chemical energy will be transformed. Trophic levels is the second trophic level, third, fourth trophic levels, and finally is coming to the decomposers. So means this chemical energy will be transformed in the only unidirectionally only. There is no cyclic way. Is the first is the autotrophs, is the primary or secondary level, tertiary or quaternary level, and finally is coming to the decomposers level. But mass flow is coming is a cyclic level, not the unidirectional. Like for example, is the mass flow is coming to the from the autotrophs to decomposers, and second trophic levels to decomposers, and third, fourth trophic levels to decomposers, and then finally decomposers releasing the nutrients pool to the once again reservoirs like air, water, soil. The nutrients will be coming back to the reservoirs. Is a today lecture summary is the in this presentation we discussed major environmental domains and its concerns and basic components and their role in the ecosystem. Is the next class we continue is the biogeochemical cycles. There are various biogeochemical cycles are there. We discussed in the next lecture. Thanking you.